It's definitely not going to be easy, but I'm here to tell you it is possible, because I know there's so many people on the internet that say, if you're dating an avoidant, you're screwed for life. Like, get out as fast as you can. And I'm here to tell you, like, I understand if you're married to someone with an avoidant attachment style, if you've been dating someone with an avoidant attachment style for like 5+ years, you don't want to just throw it away. So why not try to make it work? And I'm going to tell you the exact steps on how to do that, okay? Hi, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of the New Day with Natalie podcast. In this episode, we are going to be talking about how to make your relationship work if you are dating someone with an avoidant attachment style. So if you're currently dating someone with an avoidant attachment style and you are super used to this hot, cold behavior, this I'm gonna push you away and then I'm gonna pull you closer, the hot and the cold, the oh my gosh, this is my person I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with, to the are we dating? Do they like me? Are they going to break up with me? Are they seeing someone else? It's this yo-yo, hot, cold behavior that drives you absolutely insane. And if that sounds like the dynamic in your relationship, you probably know your partner has an avoidant attachment style, and you might struggle with an anxious attachment style as well. Maybe in your relationship, you want to spend the rest of your life with them, but you know your partner is terrified of long-term commitment. Every time you talk about getting married, they might start to get kind of cold, kind of distant, kind of weird, and it makes you feel like you can't bring it up. It makes you feel like, well, what am I doing here? But also you don't want to end the relationship. You want to make it work because you know this is my person. I know they have their faults. I know they're hot and they're cold. Their behavior is kind of all over the place, but this is my person. Like, I want to spend the rest of my life with them. And the thing is, like, I get it. This is the person you have been with for years, and you know how they operate, and you've kind of just put up with it. You're like, you know what? This is how it is. And that's fine, because I'm in love with this person, and love is challenging. Love can be complicated, and that's okay. If that's your mindset, okay, this episode is for you, because I am going to teach you how to make it work with your avoidant partner, how to not feel like you want to pull your hair out because they're acting cold again, they're acting distant, and you just need their love. You need their attention, you need their reassurance, and they're not giving it to you. You don't have to end your relationship. It can still work. Of course, the best scenario is if both of you guys turn inward and realize, okay, this is my attachment style. I am going to work towards a secure attachment style, and together I want to put work into the relationship to make this thing work. Now, if only one person is doing that, a lot of times it can be harder for the relationship to be successful, just because if you're putting all of the energy in and the effort in and investment in, it can make you feel like you're doing everything and then they're doing nothing, and it's like, okay, why am I even doing this in the first place? If you listen to this whole podcast episode, you will feel a lot more confident about how to make your relationship successful. I'm going to give you 4 different ways to make your relationship work with your avoidant attached partner. Number 1 is learn how to respect their space. Right now, you might be viewing your avoidant partner's distance behavior, like when they just need to be alone, when they just kind of act cold. You might look at that as something that bothers you, and they're doing it to you on purpose to drive you crazy and make you mad. But what if you learn to respect it and understand the reason they're doing that is because they don't feel safe. It's because they are trying to seek comfort. Maybe it's because they're trying to self-regulate and get away from you so that they can feel like they are safe again.
Hi, baby. I missed you.
I missed you. Maybe your avoidant attached partner was moving away from you, doing their own thing during the day because they were trying to self-regulate and recharge and come back to you and then feel happy and excited to be with you, okay? But if you view their space as something bad, as something that's destructive to the relationship, that's only going to destroy your relationship because it's your mindset around what your partner needs. But if you look at it as, oh, they are asking or just taking space because they need to recharge and self-regulate, then all of a sudden, it doesn't turn into something that you hate, but instead it's something you respect. If you look at their space as something that is good for the relationship, something you respect, then when they take that space, your mindset is much more positive. Like, oh, they're taking space because they want to come back to me and be happy and positive and recharged. Does that make sense? What I would suggest to you is when your avoidant partner says they need space, what I would recommend for you is to believe them. Take every word they're saying and believe it. Don't try to like overanalyze it. Don't start to think, well, oh, they need space. Is that because they're seeing someone else? Is that because they don't like me? Like, don't let your mind go off. Just take what they say, believe it, and then continue living your life. And this is going to save you so much time and energy when you just respect your partner's needs, and then they will in turn want to respect your needs because you are giving them what they need, and then they can give you what you need. And when both people in a relationship are meeting each other's needs, it is a lot more pleasant and happy to be in that type of relationship. Try not to take it personally when they pull away. Try not to take it to heart and then start to think, oh, they're hooking up with someone else. That's why they haven't texted me back when they're out with their friends. Like, no, maybe they're just living their life, and maybe you should be living your life too, and you won't notice as much. But I will tell you, if you can't handle the fact that your partner is pulling away a lot and needs a lot of space and doesn't want to spend a ton of time with you, especially compared to the beginning of your relationship, then I'll just say it flat out. Maybe your relationship with your avoidant partner is not a good match. And maybe what you should do is end it, find a relationship with someone else that meets your needs in a better way. Because like I said at the start of this video, if both people are trying to put an effort into making it work, that is where you'll find the most success with a relationship that has an avoidant and anxious, okay? But if it's only one person, again, it makes it more challenging. It's possible, but it makes it more challenging. But here's the deal. If you can respect your avoidant partner when they need space or just need time or just don't want to talk, they will start to feel more safe around you because they'll know, okay, well, when I'm with you, it doesn't mean you're going to talk like crazy. It doesn't mean you're going to touch me everywhere. It doesn't mean we have to have these deep conversations. It just means I'm with you and I feel good. I feel safe. I feel recharged. Okay. And again, that's because you're giving them what they need. Number 2, the best way to make it work with an avoidantly attached person is to be patient. And again, this is not for everyone. A lot of you guys cannot be patient, especially if you have short attention span that makes you feel like you need these dopamine hits every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, every hour. And if your avoidant partner is not texting you back or doesn't want to spend time with you, you're not getting that reassurance, you're not getting that dopamine hit, and you are going to feel defeated and depleted. And that will probably make you feel insecure, okay? But it's ironic because avoidantly attached people are deeply insecure. That's why they always come across as being super confident, having their stuff together. But when you actually get to know them on a deep level, they are very insecure individuals that always have words and this voice in their head that's basically telling them that they're weak, they're wrong, they're bad. And if anything bad happens to them in life, it's basically a confirmation of these voices in their head. Now, maybe everyone has those voices in their head to some degree, but for avoidantly attached people, it's terrible because of their upbringing, their childhood, or either a first romantic relationship or a first friendship that ended poorly. That's where those voices start to develop, okay? So avoidantly attached people can come across as perfectionists, people that do not want to make any mistakes. And if this relationship doesn't work between you guys, they will take that as an L and they will add that to the roster of relationships that didn't work out, and they'll confirm the fact that, yes, I will never be with anyone. This is just the way I am. I just have to be single. That's it. That's my fate, okay? But it's not their fate. Avoidantly attached people typically push people away so that they don't have to get rejected by the people they're pushing away. So if they distance themselves from you, they might fear that you could reject them in the future, which would be very emotionally painful for an avoidantly attached person, okay? So it's almost like they make themselves unrejectable by distancing themselves from you to make you feel like, oh, what's wrong with me? Why aren't we as close as we once were, and all those things. But again, if you weren't so anxiously attached, you probably wouldn't think too much into it. So that's why I'm recommending being patient. So when your avoidant partner needs that space, when they need to just be alone, when they need to just not talk to you and just sleep on a Saturday, when you're patient with them and allow them to have that space, all of a sudden they feel this desire to be with you, because when you're not with someone all the time, it makes you want them, right? You want what you can't have, kind of that mindset where it's okay, if I didn't see you all weekend, I'm really excited to talk to you on Monday and just see what happened all weekend. Like, I want to hear your updates. I want to hear what makes you happy, what made you sad. Like, I want to hear all of it. I want to touch you. I want to love you. I want to cuddle with you. I want to do all the things with you. But if they just saw you like not that long ago, and if you're super anxious and need to text all day long, that can get exhausting and that can get boring. So sometimes avoidantly attached people distance themselves for a variety of reasons. But again, if you remain patient and you realize, okay, they're distancing themselves, I respect that. They're doing that to self-regulate. They are going to come back. It's going to be fine. Okay. If you're okay with that like type of dynamic and you are patient, they will realize, okay, I want to let you in. I feel safe with you and I want to form a deeper relationship between us. And again, the best thing to do is not pressure your avoidantly attached partner. So if you're starting to like yell at them, like, why are you so like distant from me? Like, you're starting to act weird. Like, why are you doing that from the beginning of our relationship to now? You're a totally different person. To the avoidantly attached person, it feels like you are blaming them. You are attacking them. There is something wrong with them. And again, it confirms those voices in their head that's saying like, you are wrong. You are bad. Look, you ruined this one too, right? So the best thing to do is be patient and almost like tell your partner, like, I'm going to be here. Let me know if you want to talk about anything, or let me know when you want to hang out, right? When you offer consistency, which is actually the third thing you should do to make it work with an avoidantly attached person, it will help build trust between you guys. Because if you are meeting your avoidant partner's needs, they feel like they can take the space they need to feel safe. Compared to other relationships, maybe their partner was like all up in their space, didn't give them time and energy to like do their own thing. And it always felt like they were suffocated. It always felt like there was pressure. And so they don't want to do that again. But if you just give that to them so they can feel like they can recharge, then they can come back to you and feel ready and want to be with you and feel like they can trust you, feel like they can be safe with you because you give them what they need. Does that make sense? So again, being consistent is the third thing you could do to make your relationship work. And again, avoidantly attached people rely on consistency because it helps them to feel grounded and safe. So they create a world around them that they control everything, right? They have, if you've ever been to an avoidantly attached person's apartment, they have a very specific place the toothbrush goes. And if you move the toothbrush or you move the toothpaste, they will know. It will drive them crazy because they have everything organized in a perfect way. And again, if you mess that up, it makes them feel like they have lost control. It makes them feel like you have entered their bubble and they are no longer safe. When they go home and they're by themselves, that is where they feel the most safe. Again, it's because from their childhood, they've learned being by themselves, figuring out their own problems is the only way they can survive. So that is the same mindset they use to operate as an adult in their romantic relationship. They like you because you are reliable. You are consistent. In the beginning of the relationship, every time they reached out, hey, want to hang out? Hey, want to watch a movie? Hey, want to go on a walk? You were always there because you liked them too. So they realize you're always there. And when they back away and they are giving you like the cold treatment, not on purpose, but just because they need their space, and they come back, you are there. You are consistent. You're happy. You want to talk to them. You want to love them. You're there. You're consistent. Now, if you are all of a sudden not consistent, if they reach out to you and you're like, oh, sorry, I'm just like busy, or you don't respond for a day just like they do to you, they are going to feel this lack of consistency and they will feel unsafe. Why? Because they thought whenever they reached out to you, it would always be the same response, or they could always lean on you in a time of need. But no, if you're going to flip the script and start playing games with them and manipulating them because that's what they did to you, then all of a sudden they're not going to feel safe with you. They're going to distance themselves even more and probably break up with you. The thing is, they like your connection because it is reliable, because you are trustworthy and you are consistent. So again, if that is something you can't handle, if you feel like, well, if they're going to do this to me, then I'm going to do that to them. If that's your mindset, again, this type of relationship just is not for you. Okay. And it's not for everyone, but it can work. Again, it's just all about respect and giving your partner what they need. It can be very exhausting because I don't want you to forget about yourself. If you have an anxious attachment, you also need to get your needs met. You also have emotional needs. You need reassurance. You need love. You need attention. And so if your partner isn't giving that to you, it's going to make you feel lost. So the other thing to do is make sure your needs are met. I'll make another video on that, but in the meantime, making sure you're consistent for your avoidant partner is key to your success, okay? And number 4, how to make it work with an avoidant is to compliment and reassure them, okay? So the thing is, avoidantly attached people, like I said, are very insecure individuals. So if you can authentically provide them with a compliment or make them feel good about what they're doing in life, that is going to make them feel like they enjoy being around you because you're complimenting them. People like being around people that give them compliments. But here's the caveat. I wouldn't drop too many compliments because then people don't really appreciate them as much, okay? Like, I think about my boyfriend and I can't help it. I literally think my boyfriend looks good all the time. And so I drop compliments on him all the time. And I think from his perspective, it's almost like I do it all the time. It's not really that special. He doesn't compliment me that much at all. So when he does drop a compliment on me, I'm like, oh my God, like it makes me so happy. And I'm like, that is the nicest thing you could have said. It makes me feel really good about myself, okay? And again, it's not because he's not trying to compliment me. It's just because he doesn't think to do it because he always is just thinking in his head that, he loves me or likes the way I look or whatever. Try to reassure your partner, provide them with that validation they need, make them feel good about themselves, which are things you should probably already be doing. But if you can, do it a little bit more for your avoidant partner. Boost their ego a little bit. Just make them feel good about themselves in the most authentic way. Don't do it because you're trying to manipulate them, okay? That is the wrong thing to do. It's really just the small compliments that make the biggest difference. In closing, being in a relationship with an avoidantly attached person is not easy. So what you're going through, just keep pushing and just know that it's a team effort. So the effort you put in, hopefully your avoidant partner will also put in, okay? So try not to lose yourself in the relationship just to make your partner happy because trust me, I've done it. It's not good. The most important thing is to be happy in the relationship, to keep your peace and to keep like your level state of mind, okay? Because being in a bad relationship is not worth your mental health, all right? Okay, so that is it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have a very specific relationship issue and you'd like to share your story with me and get my advice and guidance, feel free to sign up for a video call coaching session down below. I'll leave a link for that. I also wrote a book, How to Get Over Your Avoidant Ex and Become Securely Attached. That book is on Amazon. It's also available as an Audible book as well as an ebook. So pick your favorite format. It's all on Amazon. That is it for this episode. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.